and then we'll give us a little bit of time for very quick Q&A because we're taking up lots of your time already. So one other driver that we released as part of our initial release, which I find quite exciting because you can't do it just now in another way, is we dropped in there the first of a small range that we're going to do of notification drivers. So we managed to get a category on the developer portal called notifications, and we have in there just now already available now a push notification driver, and we have coming soon an email and an SMS version of this same driver. So there being no native notifications from Crestron Home at the moment, we thought it would be something that people might want to implement in certain occasions. So I've noted down a few kind of different sort of use cases that might be there. You know, the doorbell has rung, somebody's driven into my driven up the driveway, so you know I can turn on some driveway lights, things like this, but also I want some sort of notification to my mobile device. I put in reboot notifications in there, so that's obviously notifying the integrator rather than the homeowner potentially, but also things like battery notifications for Infinet devices and remote controls. So it'll support a simple snapshot link, so the notification can take a link out with it and send that out. There's obviously potential there for using that with snapshot images from IP cameras. And we are working with 2N on some developments to our basic 2N driver, which will give some additional functionality where we'll actually be able to just upload and send along with the text message notification, not text message, along with the push notification, that image, so that you've got that doorbell image up there in with the notification. So as I say, with most of our drivers, we've got a kind of client interface side where we have the ability to enable and disable notifications, change the messages, turn them on and off per user. So we've anticipated a kind of a standard house where you might have a number of family members who might want to be notified. There may also be some staff or security or housekeeping staff that you want on that notification list. So the basic driver supports up to 6 users. There's then an advanced interface side where you enter the API keys that are used as part of the service. So this is leaning on a third-party service called Pushover. Now Pushover, which you taking notes for the next one there, Oliver? Things I need to have ready. So Pushover is a third-party service which provides their commercial model is based on a purchase of their application. So they have a iOS and Android and also a Windows 10 software, and they charge a $5 charge for each installation of their device. They then, based on that free installation of the device, you can have a user account which will cover you for up to 7,500 push notifications per month, which for an average smart home and the sort of notifications you're doing is really ample, is more than enough. We have the application that we have set up with the Crestron logo on there, so it ties in nicely. We have that set up as a cloned application, so the setup is really very straightforward. One account is required for the API key for the property in general, and then every user that downloads the app gets an API key. So we're logged into, this is logged into my homepage just now, and you can see that I have a simple user key. Now, generally for the homeowners, if the integrator is setting this up for them, that is all they need, and the process can be done in a matter of a few clicks on the mobile device. You don't need to go and disappear off into the web to do any of this. So on the UI side, we have as a customer-facing tile. And there's a few settings in the back end where we which would be generally done by the integrator, where we can customize the name of the users that appears on the front end, and we simply enter the key that they have, the private key that they have from their application. That's then abstracted away from the home owners on a day-to-day basis, so that all they're doing is enabling who they send to. There's then a one-off pushover application key. As I say, that's one for the property. And then we have a couple of things, the ability to send a test notification, and also some simple monitoring of how many messages we have remaining this month. So in the front end, we support a standard up to 5 alerts, and those alerts can be enabled and disabled per alert. The alerts can be enabled and disabled globally, and then within the alerts, they can be enabled and disabled for specific users. So if you had security alerts, those could just be sent to security team or principal of the house, for example. Whereas if you had a overheating on the dryer, that might be sent to housekeeping staff, for want of trying to think of a better example. So the message that's sent out via the alert can be customized, along with a link that can be sent along with the message as well. Oops. So this is where I'm going to push the demonstration capabilities to the max. This could all go horribly wrong. So in the back end of this, again, events and actions. So we'd actually need to tie up. So all I've done is I have tied up very simply for this demonstration. I've created a small quick action of the doorbell pressed, which I've tied up to trigger alert 1 on our settings. So if I go into the front end of the hall, I've got a quick action here, doorbell pressed. So if I press that, bring up my iPhone that's sitting on my desk here. So you can see the pushover notifications come into my iPhone. Somebody at the door. Now, the image notification that I've got up here, if I click on that, it's actually the 2-end door station that's sitting behind me on the desk. So that's the setup that we're looking at just now. So although there are some architectural considerations there, because that is looking to a live link rather than an uploaded feed, I think you can probably see the use case and how we could get to a snapshot image of the 2-end door station on a user's Android or iOS mobile phone at distance based on a push notification.